Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Thought Provoking Ideas of Resolve, where we make benevolent points, which means that benevolent means points that are beneficial for the development of one's intellect, for the betterment of humanity. Right now, I have a old friend or a friend that I knew for a long time, and he has wisdom to share. He's known as Brother Apollo Louis Chalmers Apollo. Greetings, Mr. Apollo. How you doing today, brother?
I'm feeling beautiful.
Good, good, good. Well, I was agreeing to the song called Love is a Beautiful Thing.
All day.
Yes, sir. So how did your day go? Your wisdom. Use your wisdom when it says, how did your day go?
First of all, the good Lord let me wake up on my own. No pain, no worries. So once He let me wake up, everything else gonna be beautiful. All day until it's time to go to sleep. The hardest job is waking up with no pain, no problems, no worries. This is a beautiful day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, also, thank you. Now, how do you deal with pain? You have a saying that you like to reiterate a lot and reinforce: mind over matter. Elaborate on that a little bit.
Mind over matter to me because you only have your mind. Your mind moves your arms, your hand, your whole body structure. It speaks the words that's coming out your mouth. If it's right or wrong, you have to use your mind. The order to survive out here, you have to use your mind. It's just like a computer. Now in the day, we take phones and regular computers for our mind, but that's no good for your mind. That's only entertainment, enjoyment that other people give to you to use, but it's not your mind. It can't speak for you. Only you can speak the words that coming out your mouth. If it's right or wrong, you use your mind. Your mind is the most important part of your body. It controls everything. It controls your destiny. Your destiny is what your mind chooses. From your heart to your mind. Without that there, you nobody. You got to use that value because that's your value. What's up here and how you use it in life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, thank you. Now, another question of concern. Now we all go through challenges in our life, and based upon your experience, your encounters, how, when things come at you the roughest and the hardest, how are you how are you able to overcome it? Are there some steps that you take to overcome when challenges come at you like hard, rough, head on?
There's plenty of ways to deal with that, but my way that I had to learn to live with that and how to interact with it, just stop and use your mind.
Okay. Yeah.
See, we're gonna go back to your mind.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you relax your mind and just say, hold up, just let me stand still and let me think about this.
So you're processing whatever's transpiring. You're not
Right.
overreacting.
Not overreacting.
Yes.
It's
yes.
always your mind. It calms you. It relaxes you. It's going to make you think. If you're a thinker, you're going to think the right way because it's easy to make a mistake and it's so hard to get out of it.
So it sounds like you have developed some problem solving skills.
Oh, yes, I have.
Yes. Could you elaborate on some of those problem solving skills? Because it says that an optimist sees difficulty as an opportunity and a pessimist sees opportunity as something difficult. So how do you deal with the difficulty that you see?
Well, if I had to question that, it'll start off from my childhood.
Yes, sir.
Some things I might say, you might agree with it, you might not.
Yeah.
Everybody go through different things coming up from their childhood.
Yes, sir.
Some of them interact with it the wrong and never can get it back right because they won't put the fight out. They won't let their computer in their mind make the right decision. A lot of people is scared of their own self. See, when you get scared of yourself, ain't nothing gonna work right for you. As the saying is, you got to learn to love yourself before you can love anybody else. And once you get that, you setting your heart free, your mind free. So you can overcome anything except a jail cell and going on away from him. But as long as you're here on earth, you run yourself. Nobody else. So what I'm trying to say is, you got to be a leader for yourself. You cannot be a follower. Because you're following, you following somebody else's mind instead of your own mind.
Yes,
So in depth of saying, I can go back to my childhood. I grew up with both parents. One from New York City, down home country mom from Charlotte, North Carolina. Let her rest in peace.
yes.
I was her cub. I was one of them cubs that liked to see things, liked to touch things, liked to tear up things and fix things. You know, I was the one that always strayed away from the path. You know what I mean? It's just like it's like any animal that have kids, which they are their kids. You always gonna get one out that litter that's gonna be that special one. That one that you always gonna have to growl at all the time. That's gonna be that one. That's gonna be that one that she gonna ride him or ride her to the destiny. I don't care if you get to be 20 or 22. She's still gonna ride you. And it's up to you eventually, because they know it's in you. This is the cub. But I got to ride this cub for this cub to understand what the queen is talking about. That's survival. That's to stay on straight line. Keep it in the road. Because a grasshopper hops. They hop anyway. They never stay straight. So once you hold it in the road and use your mind, you're going to go through trials and tribulations, everything you can possibly think of that you was learned from that queen, it's going to hit you. Now you got to use your experience, your mind, your culture. What I mean by culture, the soul that was in Black African Americans. That's another topic, but I'm going to have to use that. Because once you lose your value, your soul, of your culture, of your ancestors, your big mamas, your little mamas, your great uncles, your great grandmothers, and her mother and all that soul, they're not going to tell you nothing wrong at all. It's up to you to grab that knowledge. That knowledge, that's all soul. If it worked for them, why don't you think it's going to not work for you?
Yes.
You got to reach out there and grab that and stick to them values. If you don't stick to them values, you're going to be all over the place, and life is too short out here. 1 minute you're in, the next minute you're gone. And some of y'all ain't even deserve to leave here, but you lost the soul. The soul is everything.
Yes.
Everything that you possibly think of is soul.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the soul in you, or you never caught on to the soul, and you went out there to them wolves and them lions and tigers and them cougars and them poisonous snakes, you good as gone. You good as gone. As a survivor, as a thinker, as a talker, as trying to help somebody, you can't do none of that because you ain't helped yourself. That means you lost your soul, your value. You know, so it got a lot to do. That's what's up in your mind, that computer up there, what you have learned as a sibling. I say as a cub from the lion's den. I left home as a cub, age of 15. I had to drop out of school, not by choice. It was by force. That queen looked at me like, I gotta let the cub go. And that queen, that means she hurt. But she gotta let that cub go. But she know that cub gonna make it. That cub gonna go through a whole lot. But it got that soul in it. So it's gonna survive out there amongst all these enemies. These wolves, tigers, elephants, all these poison different snakes, tarantulas, and all that. The cub gonna go through it. How long? But the cub gonna survive. It's gonna learn how to survive because it's molded in him. That cub never lost that. He was taught well, trained well, kept it in his computer box. The queen see that. There's a lot of men, a lot of women out here. They only understand what they want to understand because they lose the value. I'm going to say that again. Always remember, you come from a female. The male don't do nothing to pregnate the egg. But he don't have to stay there with that female. He can wonder. But that female that you came out, she gonna stick with you to the end. You are her child. You the cub. You the cub. So with that being saying, I had to be a man at the age of 15. And I wasn't nothing but a kid. So I skipped all that childhood stuff and parties and all that the regular 15-year-old kids was getting. I couldn't get no more of that. Now I'm out there in the woods, scared. You might well say I was homeless because I had to leave from the den. I couldn't go back to the den now. The den was out the question. I had to peep in. But I couldn't come in. The enemies that I created, they was there, ready for the attack mode. But the queen, she looked at me from long distance, word, crying, whimpering. You stay on out there. You got this. When you go out there at an age like that, you got to be man over matter. Yes. Man over matter. Because you're going to run into everything in the world. You're going to see everything in the world. But as long as you use your mind and your soul, you're going to walk through that storm. Yes. You're going to walk through that storm. That storm going to be rough, but you're going to walk through that storm. As long as God going to let your heart pump, you're going to walk through it. You're going to walk through it. You're going to remember everything that you was taught from the soul, from your ancestors, to make it through. And that's how I made it through. And I brought a whole lot of queens around the real queen. And she'll growl at them. I knew right then and there, she wasn't the one for me. That queen gonna let you know. She gonna growl. She ain't the one. She knew what you needed and what you didn't need. She knew that the one was gonna be for you is gonna be the one that's almost like her. That means she can mold her to keep that cub in check. That's what a mama queen will do for that cub that she had to let go out there in that wildlife. She gonna make sure you are right. Physically, financially, it's out the window. Because she trained you to go out there to get what you need. Get what you need. You're gonna, like I said, you're gonna bump heads, trial tribulations. But at the end of the day, you're gonna make it. Because you're already alone out there by yourself. You're already looking at the devil in his eye. No sooner you go out there in that wilderness. A lot of people make it, a lot of people don't make it. It's all up to the individual, what you was meant and planted in you. I done a lot of wrong, but not. Wrong is wrong. I don't care how you put it. Wrong is wrong. Period. You can't make a wrong and right. I was the type of kid, I was good on offense and defense, no matter what it was. Kind hard, give your shirt off my back, give you my last dollar. Look out for you. I ain't care if I know you or not. If you was hurt, I was going to try to pick you up with a conversation of what I had, and I would keep it moving. Don't even need to know your name. That's how my mother raised me. I remember one day, my mother sent me to the store. I was around about 20. Around about 20, 21, something like around there. She sent me to the store. The time I still ain't lived with her. I left home, I never went back home to live. I always been out here on my own until I met my queen, my family that I made a family with. So, going to the store for my mother to get a pack of cigarettes. But this certain lady, I just see out there on a regular. White lady. I ain't prejudiced, nothing like that. Never did, never will be. I treat everybody equal. A man, a woman, a woman. I don't care what color she is. Just like I treat kids. I treat kids like kids. I don't never bite my tongue. I get that from my mother. If you don't want to hear the truth, don't ask me, because I got to tell the truth to set me free. Lie ain't going to do nothing for me. I can't lie. Right or wrong, I ain't lying to you. Forget about it. I ain't going to lie for you. I ain't doing none of that. My mother ain't apply that to me at all. We're going to move on from that. Going up the street, some townhouses up the street, from where my mom's and them had a house at. And the lady, she hooping and hollering. Now, I always call her moms when I walk past. I call any elderly person, mom or dad, there was a dad, mom face. That was just my way of respect. There was no disrespect when I called her mom. It was respect. And all the elders, they understood that. She hollering. I said, Mom, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And I happened to look at the townhouse. The townhouse was in fire. She said, my babies, my babies, my babies. My instinct kicked in. I never thought twice. When she told me they was upstairs, I run up in the house. She telling me not go in the house, but that was like telling me go in the house. Run up in the house. I look up the stairs. All I see flames rolling over top of the stairs. And I can hear the little kids up there crying. Instincts. I run, I duck up under the flames. I run in the room. I grab both of the little white kids. I run back, I duck again. I tumble down the stairs with the kids in my hand. But I never let them go. Excuse me. Got back up on my feet immediately. Not no seconds, immediately. With these kids and the strength of the soul that my mama applied at me with these hands. Bring them back out the door. Smoke rolling over top of the damn door, right? I hand them to Mom. Oh, she's saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I said, no problem, Mom. I moved on. I ain't stayed for the ambulance, police, and nobody. Want my job. I done what my mother gave me as a gift. Hot, man over matter. I went on to the store and got the cigarettes. Now I hear fire department, ambulance, everything. I can see smoke smoke flying up in the air. I didn't go back down that street. I went back down the other street and went on in the house to my mother and handed them cigarettes. Never did tell Mom what happened, what it done. I said, Mom, you all right? She said, yeah. I said, I'll see you later. She said, you stay good now, son. I said, okay, Mom. I'll see you later. Went on about my business. I said about 3 weeks later, me and Mom, I'm walking my mother to the bus stop, right through that same way. And so happened, the white lady was over to her other neighbor's house across the street. You know how they bond with each other. And me just talking to my mother, I'm walking, we walking. And I can hear the lady say, there you go, there you go, there you go. So Mom looked at me like, what you done now? That's the look she gave me. And the lady damn near got hit by a car trying to come across the street to me and my mother. And she hugged me. And my mother said, what's going on? She said, Hank, your son. This is your son? She said, yeah. She said, your son saved my grandkids. He run up in that house. And they had it on the news. They was looking for me. She said they was looking for him. Looking for him because he was a hero, what he done. But we didn't know who he was. But she said, I remember his face because he come through here every now and then. My mother looked at the lady and she said, that's what I taught him to do. She said, that's my son. That's what she said. That's my son. And she talked to me all the way to the bus stop. She looked at me. She called me my name. She said, Chalmers, I don't know what I'm going to do with you. She said, but one thing, you are my child.
Awesome. Well, that was just an awesome story. That was a very therapeutic moment that Brother Chalmers, Brother Lewis, Brother Apollo shared for the listening audience. It was very helpful for me just by listening to it. I found joy, and I am very grateful and thankful that you would take the time, that you would share that story, that you would share it to the listening audience, that they can take it in and serve as a benefit in their lives.
Yeah.
Well, Brother Chalmers, we want to thank you. Do you have any closing remarks before we depart?
Yes, I do.
Yes, sir.
Always take time for yourself out here in life and think your future, your life, everything. Your mind is what regulates you. God got your back in many blessings. It might not come today. It might not come tomorrow. If you take something and help somebody from your heart, your blessings is going to come. Especially if He's going to let you wake up in the morning time with no pain, no worries, no finance. That's your number one blessing. And they're going to come, keep coming, keep coming. As my friends say, stay on the road, Paolo. Don't lean one, don't lean twice. Stay on the road. With that being said, amen, and y'all be blessed. Deuces.
Thank you. Please subscribe to the the YouTube page, Reverend Wally Moo, Kevin Patrick, as we provoke thought and make benevolent points of expression. May we continue to see each other as a benefit. For all faiths can agree on this. Treat people how you want to be treated. Until next time.
Amen.
Talk to you.